Welcome back. You're watching WION World is One. This is Speed News. I'm Kripa. Let's get started. Israeli military says 2 Israeli reserve soldiers have been killed during combat operations in southern Lebanon. The army identified the soldiers as Major Hadel Barenstock and Sergeant Major Tamir Vaknin. The soldiers were serving with the 55th Brigade and clashes with Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah continues. Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels say they have carried out attacks on 2 Saudi oil tankers in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. The group claims the strikes are part of an ongoing maritime blockade against Saudi Arabia, escalating tensions along key global shipping routes. Saudi authorities have not immediately confirmed the claims. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian says communication with Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei remains very difficult amid his continued absence from public view. Pezeshkian said Khamenei's presence remains a source of strength for the government while defending his leadership against speculation over his health and his role. Khamenei has reportedly not appeared publicly since a US-Israeli strike that killed his father, with his limited public presence fueling questions over Iran's leadership amid tensions with Washington. The Iranian president said he had held productive meetings with Khamenei and described him as a strong and rational leader. Iran says it is finalizing an agreement with Oman to jointly manage the Strait of Hormuz, which is a vital corridor for global energy shipments. According to Tehran, the arrangement could pave the way for the reopening of the strait to commercial shipping. Iran, however, says the agreement will depend on the US lifting what it calls its naval blockade of the Iranian ports. Ukrainian officials say Russian strikes have killed 3 people in the northeastern Kharkiv region. Authorities also reported 13 people wounded in Sumy and Dnipropetrovsk following a series of attacks. Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry says its air defenses shot down 605 Ukrainian drones overnight as both sides continue to exchange strikes amid the ongoing conflict. German police suspended flights at Leipzig-Halle airport after an explosives-laden drone was found near a Ukrainian cargo aircraft. Authorities also reported a separate incident involving an aircraft colliding with an unknown flying object, triggering heightened security measures at the NATO-linked transport hub. Investigations are underway into the incidents and the origin of the drones. US President Donald Trump has attacked Michigan Democratic Senate nominee Abdul El-Sayed, labeling him a communist and accusing him of opposing Israel and the Jewish community. Speaking in Las Vegas, Trump claimed El-Sayed's primary win was narrower than expected and predicted that he would lose in November to Republican candidate Mike Rogers. El-Sayed, a physician who campaigned on healthcare, the economy and changes to US policy toward Israel, has now rejected accusations of anti-Semitism. He said he supports the safety and security of Jewish communities as he prepares for the Senate race. Deputies responded to a home in the Prospect Hill community after receiving reports of multiple people being shot. 3 people were killed and 1 person was hospitalized after a shooting at a home in Caswell County, North Carolina. Authorities say the suspected shooter was among those killed in the incident. Investigators from the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation remained at the location, processing evidence and working to determine the circumstances behind the shooting. Mexico lawmakers say an independent investigation has found evidence that at least 5 women and girls were abused at Jeffrey Epstein's ranch between 1996 and 2012. The State Survivors Truth Commission also identified dozens of other people who may have been connected to the alleged abuse. The Commission says it has received more than 100,000 records from subpoenas issued as part of the investigation. New Mexico has also sued the U.S. Justice Department, seeking access to unredacted Epstein files. The DOJ says it is restricted from releasing information that could identify the victims.
Pese a los daños que ha tenido que sufrir muchos de los venezolanos, eran por el odio. La independencia nacional,
desde poesía hasta incluso
de los sectores populares.
Left-wing activists in Venezuela have raised criticism of the interim government's closer relations with the U.S. while rejecting both government and opposition leaders. During a rally in Caracas, protesters chanted "Neither Delcy nor Maria," referring to interim leader Delcy Rodriguez and opposition figure Maria Corina Machado. The groups accused both sides of allowing greater U.S. influence in Venezuela's affairs and called for greater national sovereignty. The protests come amid continued political tensions and debate over the country's future direction. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum says she will ask the Vatican to include Mexico in Pope Leo's upcoming Latin American tour. She said the invitation will be delivered through Vatican Secretary of State during his visit to Mexico City. The Pope is scheduled to visit Uruguay, Argentina and Peru in November, but Mexico hopes to be added as well to the list. Sheinbaum said a papal visit would hold significance for Mexico's Catholic community and even highlight issues including artificial intelligence and digital platforms. Turkish lawmakers have backed a bill offering limited conditional amnesty for PKK Kurdish militants in a move aimed at ending decades of conflict. The proposed legislation received support from 360 of 592 members of parliament and will now move toward a formal vote. The bill is part of broader efforts to address the long-running conflict between the Turkish state and the Kurdish militant group. Japan's Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi has paid tribute to the victims of the Hiroshima atomic bombing 81 years after the attack during World War II. At the annual peace ceremony, Takaichi said the devastation and suffering caused by the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki must never be repeated. She reaffirmed Japan's commitment to its 3 non-nuclear principles and called for continued efforts toward a world without nuclear weapons. The Prime Minister also warned that global security challenges remain serious, saying the path to nuclear disarmament requires continued international efforts. President Lai Ching-te participated in a nighttime emergency evacuation exercise in Taipei as the island launched its annual Hangguang military drills. Wearing protective gear, including body armor and a helmet, Lai was evacuated from the presidential office in an armored vehicle to a command center where he joined senior officials, including Defense Minister Wellington Koo. The drills, Taiwan's largest military exercises of the year, they are aimed at enhancing the island's defense preparedness and civilian response capabilities amid ongoing tensions across the Taiwan Strait. Myanmar President Min Aung has arrived in Thailand for talks as Bangkok pushes for greater engagement with the military-ruled nation within ASEAN. The visit marks a move by Thailand to reopen diplomatic channels and encourage regional dialogue on Myanmar, which has faced international isolation since the 2021 military takeover. Thailand has been calling for a more active ASEAN role in addressing the crisis, including efforts to promote stability and humanitarian assistance in the neighboring country. Nigerian authorities say they have rescued 308 kidnapping victims, including 163 people abducted from a single village earlier this year. The victims were freed from a forest area inside Kainji Lake National Park, according to officials. The operation comes as Nigeria continues to battle a worsening kidnapping crisis across the country. Haiti's Prime Minister has called for the country's upcoming elections to proceed as voter registration gets underway amid ongoing gang violence. The Prime Minister said the government is working with the Provisional Electoral Council to ensure that the vote is held smoothly. However, many voters say insecurity remains a major concern, with armed gangs controlling parts of the country and raising doubts over whether elections can take place safely. More than 300 fishing boats have taken refuge at a national-level fishing port in Longang in East China as Typhoon Dolphin continues to approach the coast. Local marine and fishery law enforcement officers escorted vessels from Pingyang and Kangan counties into the port, guiding their routes and assigning berthing positions. The vessels were then moved in a compact formation and secured with multiple lines to enhance stability as authorities implemented precautionary measures ahead of the typhoon. Indonesia's salt farmers are benefiting from an El Nino-driven drought as prolonged dry weather creates ideal conditions for harvesting. In West Java, farmers are seeing a sharp rise in salt output as seawater evaporates more quickly in coastal ponds. While the dry season has boosted salt production, crop farmers across Indonesia are facing increasing pressure from heat as well as water shortages. Flooding has intensified in southern Chile after days of heavy rainfall, with drone footage showing widespread water levels rising across the region. Successive weather fronts have caused rivers to overflow, prompting alerts from authorities in the Biobío region. Disaster agency Senapred has maintained a yellow alert as water levels continue to rise in rivers and reservoirs, including the Ralco Reservoir, where controlled water releases have been carried out. Forecasters are warning of more rain ahead, with residents advised to avoid riverbanks and flood-prone areas. A massive wildfire broke out in eastern Serbia, with firefighters, police and the Air Force mobilized to contain the blaze. Hundreds of acres of forest have been affected as high temperatures and dry winds create dangerous fire conditions. Authorities have warned residents to act responsibly as the country faces a period of extreme heat. Scientists say rising temperatures and prolonged drought are leaving vegetation drier, increasing the risk of more intense wildfires. Asian markets paused after Wednesday's AI-fueled rally, with technology stocks leading losses. Japan's Nikkei fell 1.57%, while South Korea dropped 3.64% as major chip makers, including Samsung, SK Hynix and Tokyo Electron, declined following weak sentiment from Wall Street. Investors are now focused on Friday's U.S. non-farm payrolls report, which could influence expectations for the Federal Reserve's next interest rate decision. Oil prices edged lower as investors weighed signs of progress in Iran-Oman talks that could lead to a US-Iran peace deal and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Brent crude slipped to around $79 a barrel, while US crude fell below $75. However, concerns over Houthi attacks on shipping in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden continued to support prices. Meanwhile, US crude inventories unexpectedly rose, adding further pressure to the oil market. Gold climbed for a fourth straight session, reaching a 7-week high as the weaker US dollar and lower treasury yields boosted demand. Optimism over progress in Iran-Oman talks also eased expectations of aggressive US rate hikes, supporting bullion prices. Investors are now awaiting Friday's US non-farm payrolls report, with a weaker-than-expected jobs reading likely to provide further upside for gold. Silver, platinum and palladium also posted some gains. Currency markets remained largely steady, with the dollar hovering near a 6-week low and the yen struggling to hold gains after recent intervention by Japan. Traders also monitored developments in US-Iran peace talks and signals from the Bank of Japan, where policymakers indicated further interest rate hikes could be considered if inflation pressures persist. Cybersecurity researchers have discovered a hidden backdoor in more than 20 models of Chinese-made routers. The routers made by ZBT Link could allow unauthorized remote access to users' networks. Researchers say the backdoor, called Endless Doors, contacts a Chinese domain and IP address every 35 seconds. Whoever controls that connection could potentially take over the router and gain access to other devices on the same network. An estimated 100,000 of these routers have been deployed worldwide. Microsoft has made OpenAI's GPT 5.6 SOL the default AI model for its employees, but at the same time, it has asked staff to avoid token maxing or excessive use of AI tokens. In an internal memo, Microsoft said employees should focus on getting better results rather than using more AI tokens. The company has also introduced AI token budgets, allowing employees to track their AI usage. Microsoft says the model was chosen because it offers better value and is cheaper to use than some rival AI models. Google has announced that it will begin phasing out Google Assistant on eligible Android devices from September 4. The company has started emailing users, informing them that Gemini will become the default AI assistant. Once the update arrives, users will no longer be able to switch back to Google Assistant. Instead, Hey Google voice commands and the power button will activate Gemini. The rollout will happen in phases, with the timing depending on the device, the country and language. Google Assistant will continue to work on devices that do not support Gemini, while Google plans to bring Gemini to smart speakers, TVs and other devices at a later date. Anthropic is building an in-house team to design custom AI chips as the startup responds to a shortage of processors that are needed to train and even run more advanced Claude AI models. The company said it is hiring engineers to co-design AI models and custom silicon to make Claude run faster and more efficiently at the scale required by customers. Anthropic said custom chips are the latest step in its multi-chip strategy, adding that it will continue to use hardware from Amazon Web Services, Google, NVIDIA and AMD. Meta has said one of its AI models hacked another company during a cybersecurity test after a configuration error accidentally gave the model access to the open internet. The incident comes after similar AI safety breaches at Anthropic and OpenAI. raising concerns that more capable AI systems could create new cybersecurity risks. Meta said the error was caused by an independent testing firm during a security evaluation as calls grow for stronger AI safeguards while companies race to build more advanced models. Amazon-owned Zoox will begin charging for robotaxi rides in Las Vegas from next week, days after U.S. road safety regulators cleared its driverless vehicles for commercial deployment. The company has already been offering free test rides in Las Vegas, San Francisco, Austin, and Miami, with its driverless electric robotaxis featuring 2 rows of inward-facing seats. The paid launch intensifies competition with Waymo and Tesla as companies race to expand autonomous ride-hailing services across the U.S. FIFA has apologized to its member associations over mistakes made in handling a withdrawn proposal to sell commercial rights linked to the World Cup. Following a crisis meeting in Morocco, FIFA's leadership reaffirmed its support for President Gianni Infantino while acknowledging the process should have been handled differently. The proposal, which was scrapped last week, involved selling a stake in a new commercial rights entity that could have raised billions of dollars for football development. The plan faced criticism from UEFA and other stakeholders over governance concerns and a lack of consultation. Enzo Maresca has picked up his first win as Manchester City manager, with City beating K-League All-Stars 3-1 in their pre-season friendly in Seoul. Maresca named a strong starting 11 as City dominated an entertaining first half. However, the likes of World Cup winning captain Rodri and Norway's Erling Haaland were missing as they have still not joined the City squad after the World Cup campaign. City completed a comfortable win without getting out of second gear. Portuguese football legend Luís Figo has called for FIFA President Infantino's resignation in a scathing assessment. Figo called Infantino deceitful and expressed his concerns over the future of the game. Infantino has been under the scanner following his now abandoned plans to sell stakes in the FIFA World Cup and other major FIFA tournaments to private investors after it caused an uproar. Figo added that it is too late to save Infantino's dignity, but it is not too late to save football. Pop superstar Dua Lipa and actor Callum Turner have made their first official red carpet appearance as husband and wife. The couple, who tied the knot earlier this year, attended the New York City premiere of Turner's new film. One night only, on 3 August, Lipa turned heads in a custom black Ferragamo gown, while Turner arrived in a navy double-breasted Louis Vuitton suit. Telugu actor Sandeep Kishan has announced his next major project, which is a grand socio-fantasy saga titled Karikala. Directed by Ugandhar Muni, the ambitious film promises high-end visual effects and immersive storytelling. The first installment, Chapter 1, is scheduled to hit cinemas on 2 July 2027. Chapter 2 will be releasing on 28 October in that same year. Hollywood actor Jamie Foxx is set to headline and produce an upcoming hostage thriller. Deadlocked, the project will be directed by Nikhil Nagesh Bhatt. The Indian director garnered international fame for his Hindi action thriller Kill. Fox's daughter, Corinne Foxx, will be serving as an executive producer of the same project.